not doing my plan. I'll just, dude.
Wait, everybody, you're saying Kara's the crybaby or everybody else is a
No,
crybaby?
everybody else is a crybaby in the house. Everybody. Like, it's a game. And they all forget that. And they're all like, you're selfish. You're all selfish.
Everybody's selfish.
Point. That's the point. You all want your plan to work. That's the point. Man, I'll tell you right now, though, this reminds me of, and we always say this and everything, and I know I'm a big West fan, so if anybody wants to know, that's why. This reminds me of what do we got? Fresh Meat 1. Mm-hmm. And I remember hearing an interview, and Wes was like telling everybody, he's like, you guys realize I'm going to be the star of the show. You guys keep sending me into elimination. I keep getting the most confessionals. I'm getting the most screen time. I'm going to make more money than all of you guys eventually. So thanks for all this. And they stopped putting him into elimination. It's like, guys, right now, this is the Cara show. Cara's the main star. She's the reason we're watching. Like, she's one of the people why people keep tuning in. She's the reason why, she's one of the reasons why season 39, everybody's like, the season's not that good because they don't have the stars on there. And so.
It's not dynamic either.
Yeah, but it's not even that. It's they don't have these good elite players on there. And here's the thing. If everybody is like, we got to get rid of her because she's the best, cool. We get it. You're done. You said it. Move on.
I'm glad you said that because, granted, I don't like seeing Cara isolated and picked on like that. But for Cam and Laurel, I think their reasons are 100% valid. We don't want her here because she can beat us. And if it was just that, how are you going to be mad at that? If I was playing this game, I was like, oh man, we got Wes, Jordan, and CT. Guess who I'm going to try to get out if I'm able to?
Here's the thing, though. They're not saying that exactly. They're just saying she's a threat. She's won this before. When really they should be saying, I'm scared to go into a final against her.
They're not going to say that.
She's gonna kick my ass in a final. Well, why not? They're such badasses. They're so tough. They talk all this shit all the time. And it's like, why don't you just admit it? This person, I don't want to run a final against them because they will beat me. Don't say they're a threat. Say they will beat you.
Wow, you really came in here with a chip on your shoulder, man.
I just was so annoyed at watching the show.
Annoyed. And you know who
it's not even
ticked
just
me
Cara.
off?
It's not even just Cara. If it was anybody, if they were doing this to Jay or even to like Leroy, I'd be annoyed. It's just,
One of the people who really ticked me off was Flora. It's not the first time she made a couple of smart comments about just not liking Cara, but it was just like, what the fuck is your problem? I was like, the reason why you're so safe is because you're not a threat in any way, sense of the word. In fact, when it came down to nominations, they're like, don't put in Flora because Avery is going to come down, save Cam, and go against you. Like your inability to compete with these people is the thing that's keeping you safe. It's always the people doing the least that be doing the most. Misses 2 daily challenge wins in your whole career. Fuck out of here.
And that's back when there was just like 2 teams competing. And
exactly.
It's like,
and chicken costumes and shit. Fuck out of here. I even remember her slightly from Real World Miami. And it was just like barely. Because Dan
such a big
Exactly. You all paled in comparison. Anyway, let me go ahead and bring this episode in. What's really good, Pot Stars? Welcome to another episode of Love, War, Challenges. I am MTV Malik. He is Tyler Louder. What's really good? Gang, 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 gang. Very exciting episode today. Which doesn't really say much about the daily challenge and the elimination, but man, the drama was on point. As soon as we open that episode, Laura opens up on Cara and Nicole, and Nicole hates to see it, and we haven't really gotten into a lot of the drama. I think Laura made a good point when she was talking to Cara. She said, I wasn't looking for advice, I was just looking for air. And I was able to relate to that because that's something I've done in my personal life with some people I deal with. Me personally, if somebody comes to me with their problems, my answer is to help you find a solution or offer a solution, something that's going to help you. Oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. Well, okay, if you do A, B, and C, that'll work itself out. And then I get mad because I was like, yo, you came to me, you said you had a problem. I told you how to fix the problem so it wouldn't be a problem. And you didn't do it. And now look at you, looking fucking stupid. And I realized that sometimes when people are talking to you, they're not looking for a solution or advice. They're looking for somebody just to listen to them. So I was able to relate to that. And so I didn't fault Laurel too much at that. But then Laurel going back and defending Nicole directly really put a shitty taste in my mouth.
So here's the problem. I'm 100% agreeing kind of what you're saying, but the problem is that what do we call those people that say something to your face and then they hide and go say it behind closed doors and everything?
A backstabber, manipulative.
It's cowardly. Yeah. And so I thought Laurel was kind of being a coward here in this whole situation. I thought that here's the thing. If you don't want advice from somebody, say that to their face. Be like, hey, thank you, but I just need you to listen to me. Maybe this whole situation, this whole story doesn't play out if Kara's like, okay, she just wants me to listen. Like maybe it's all different this entire episode if you're vocal with somebody.
Right.
Back in the day, Laurel was very adamant on protecting Kara from like Abram, and she didn't like the relationship, and she didn't like all the things that Kara, was getting picked on and all this stuff. And she was very vocal and standing up for her. Now Kara's standing up for her. And I'm gonna tell you right now, this was, as a human being, it was gross this entire time. After they like hug and she's crying and she's consoling her, and then the whole episode happens, it is some of the grossest human actions people can have. Not just saying Laurel, but it's like if any person did this, it is just it's something that I hope my children never do in their lifetime. Ever. Don't use somebody that loves you and cares for you in that moment, that's willing to care for you, and then use it against them later on.
I'm glad you said that too, because sometimes when it comes to especially long-standing relationships, sometimes it does boil you down to in that moment. You know what I mean? Things like trust takes a lifetime to build and a second to destroy. So I get that. And in that moment, Kara was being a great friend. She sat there, offered the best advice that she thought would be best for her. Mind you, she doesn't really have a dog in the fight. Laurel is a beast. Laurel can, listen, not a lot of people say this, but Laurel can mop up in elimination or a final. One of the few people who, and don't get me wrong, everybody knows how I feel about Kara, but the facts is the facts. That's what it is.
Right.
And no gameplay, no manipulative shit, just being there as best as she could. And to see that turnaround in her was, like you said, it was really gross. And
it also, it's not just Kara. Like we see Ryan later on in the episode just going like, man, Laurel's gonna look back on this. Like it's not just Kara. Kara's just the only one vocal about it. And when I was watching this with my wife, we were just talking, and it's like there must be something else going on that we're not seeing. There's going to be some postseason drama. Like there's got to be something that Nicole is doing to Laurel, because Laurel's demeanor is changed. Laurel's actions are changed. She's like running to Nicole whenever a problem or situation happens, It's very weird and uncharacteristic of her from what we've been shown on the show, from the way that she holds herself and her poise and the way she talks and everything. It's very different.
Yes, but in Laura's defense a little bit, that's kind of where being on TV can kind of skew you, because if you see Laurel outside, I mean, she doesn't do like a whole lot of interviews. She isn't on social media a whole bunch. It shows that Laurel is a multifaceted character. She is a full-blown, well-rounded, dimensional human being who has faults and fears like everybody else. I think for a lot of us on the TV, we're just now kind of getting a glimpse of that, especially, her appearances and things she said coming up on this off season with some of the things that happened to her. And you get to see she's more than just this, Shaquille O'Neal type dominating figure in the challenge. And she has these emotions and stuff too. And it is also humanizing. But humanizing isn't always heartwarming and fuzzy. Sometimes humanizing is seeing the flaws in people. So didn't agree with a lot of the stuff that I saw, but I do kind of understand that, guess what? This may not be Laurel at her emotional best, which actually right now doesn't seem like it, but it might really give her extra incentive to play harder in this game. Only time is going to be able to tell.
Maybe, yeah.
Now, on to some more exciting. It's funny because today's daily challenge, the drama surrounding it was light years ahead of how exciting the challenge was. Now, the daily challenge, I actually really, really liked. I think it's okay to have these funny, kooky, simple daily challenges every once in a while. We said this with eliminations. Everything can't be Hallborough or balls in. So I kind of liked it. I didn't love it to death, but I thought the daily was fine. The daily is going to be called Balls Up. Basically, they put everybody balls in the net. Everybody get 4 balls, get a huge plunger, got to pop it up and get it out. I thought it was great.
So
Cam,
let me before you jump into exactly what happened. I think this would be a fun thing to start doing since I like to overthink and analyze and pick everything apart and everything. I want to do a breakdown on things that I like and don't like about challenge. Like how would I fix the challenge,
I love that.
if you don't mind?
Oh
So
no, no, I love that.
so I agree. I think having these quirky things is great. We talk about this all the time. You got to have these things ran in because you can't have stuff that people can train for in the off season every week. You got to throw them something that's like you've never done this.
Right.
Things that I liked about it was the fact that it was kind of a free for all. Men and women were mixed. I thought that was great. It still was 2 women, 2 men were eliminated, but I like these like progressive stages to advance type thing instead of just one go.
Right. Also, it's kind of like golf. Even though it's men versus women together, they can compete pretty equally. I mean, yeah, men might
Right.
have some of the size on them, but I think the net was low enough for everybody to kind of have a fair chance. I mean, of course, there's going to be
Right.
some shoving and stuff, but I feel like both sexes are able to compete in this pretty well.
So, and I agree. And so, things I didn't like about it was I didn't like that once you're eliminated, you still can compete. I feel like you got to step out. It's just like when we used to do that challenge where you have to get a ball and bring it all the way back for your team. If you don't get a ball, you don't get to go out there next time and wrestle. The ring toss in the mud, if you don't if your rings are all done, you're out. I think they should have done that to eliminate those people. It would have added another dynamic. So it's not just like, oh, well, it's okay. I lost because I threw the challenge. Second thing, this is the only other thing I didn't like about it. TJ tucked his tail because he liked Cam and Leroy so much. He should have said, oh, so we're just throwing this challenge. We're not actually playing it. Everybody's getting up and you're going to lose on purpose. Like, what's the point of even having a challenge? I wish he would have called them out and been like, you guys need to compete. What's the point of us showing up if you guys are already going to have next elimination already planned? Like, you should have to compete. And so that's the only part of these when everybody goes at the same time that I don't like, because if you're doing something that's like timed, you can't actually judge how well or bad somebody is because they don't have an official clock, So that's my only gripe about it, really. Otherwise, it was a fun challenge. It's something that I could see them doing with kindergartners all the way up to, doing it in high school. So it's a good challenge.
It was a good challenge. I got to give my hats off to Cam. Cam put on a masterclass of how to get the house to do what you want. And it's something that I noticed that Cam has been doing all season, and it's really, really great. And you've seen the greats do this. Specifically, you've seen Johnny, Kenny, and Wes do this. Able to move the house in a general direction because moving in this direction keeps you safe. It's a focus attack on somebody who's not in a huge an alliance. And basically, if you go along with this, you live to see another week. You don't got to make long-term promises. If you do this, you are safe, and nobody who you are aligned with that deeply is going to get hurt. And that worked because Kara doesn't have a huge alliance. Yeah, Jay is looking out for her, and yes, she's like cool with a lot of people. But at the same time, there's not going to be any huge retribution for doing this. So, hey, be safe. I'm going to go on elimination. You're not. Your friends is not. The only one who really is Tina and Veronica. And let's be serious. Right now, it's crazy how the mighty has fallen because they're not in a great position. All bark, no bite. And that is showcased way more later on this episode. But props to Cam, because Cam was able to get the whole house to not only put her into elimination, but to also let the people win who they wanted to win. Like people just say, "Oh, we're going to let them win this week." Wow, absolutely wild.
It's a mastermind thing. Here's the thing, and she might not like this, but I'm going to tell you right now, this is so far my least favorite season of Cam. It's almost to the point where it's making me not want to root for Leroy. That's how it's making me feel. And I've always been a huge Cam supporter, always. And I still kind of am. But this whole thing of like, it's like an anarchy. It's like, I'm the queen. You peasants do what I say. And if you don't, I'm going to throw a fit. And that's what it seems like every episode is throwing a fit, finally gets her way. And it's just the weirdest thing because we were just complaining about Kara convincing everybody to not throw in Cam and get her way. But then Cam gets everybody to throw in this situation the way she wants and get her way, and it's okay. And then Kara still gets called selfish in the making of all this.
Nicole's
It's
whole
the
thing about
weirdest
Kara being
thing.
selfish is ridiculous to the highest.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's an individual game. Everybody's
Yeah.
selfish, and all because you're caring for somebody else as opposed to yourself. That's still selfishness. Oh, get the fuck out of here! It don't make
Everybody
no sense.
has their
It's
own
ridiculous.
agendas.
Exactly.
It's just because I have an A, B, and C that's different from your A, B, and C, that doesn't mean either of us are selfish. We just have our own list that we want to get done. Like that's and the craziest thing is that Nicole, for some reason, like, why would Kara want to go with this plan and lose her star? And then Cam's like, I never would have actually. I never said I was gonna take your star. Okay, come on,
Okay,
guys,
yeah,
stop.
yeah.
Why are we going around this? Like, just admit it. Be transparent. And I actually liked that Kara made this. She made a final it's desperation, but she's like, Nicole, just so you know, if I lose my star, I'm not going after Cam's. I'm taking yours. And she's like, everybody wants you. Like, she pretty much called Nicole weak and was like, everybody
Yeah.
wants you here. Nobody cares if you go home. Like, I was like, oh man, damn.
It was
I
the
thought that
same
was
energy as
baller.
I'm not here to get rid of the weakest player.
Right. And I thought,
I thought
I mean,
so too.
here's the thing.
Absolutely great.
Give Cam credit though, before everybody gets on me and everything. I think Cam's move was mastermind. It was strategic. It was fantastic. Leroy even said, I can't believe people are stupid enough to just let us get what we want. It was a fantastic move, and good on her. So
Absolutely.
I just want to get rid of this like transparency. That's all it is.
Now,
It's like, just stop trying to hide behind your move.
yeah. But Cam is able to get the house to do what she wants. It ends up going like this. The losing group is going to be Tina, Flora, Cam, Veronica. Middle group is going to be Lee, Laurel, Nicole, Adam, Kara. And Adam and Avery gets to win. And,
Ace and Avery.
you know, oh, I'm sorry, Ace and Avery. Did I write that wrong? Oh, yeah, no, I wrote it right.
Adam was in the middle. He voted.
Yeah. Yes, he did. The funny thing is, Veronica floats to Laurel that, Tina will take Nicole's star. She goes in, whatever. And we've seen Laurel do this before when Anissa tried to politic. It's almost like talking to a brick wall to some degree. Mm-hmm. But also in those situations, it was very different when Cam came to her and they was able to, create a deal to like, I don't want to just take Kara's star. I want to take her completely out the game. And I was just like, Cora Maria, bringing people together through hate and fear since 2010. You see him shaking hands and everything.
This is a Wes thing. This is Kara and Wes are two peas in a pod right now.
Yo, but even as somebody who adores Kara Maria, I liked it. I like the fact. First off, I'm okay with their reasons. I am really okay with the reasons. Listen, she's good. She's really the only competition. I think both Cam would rather go against Laura and Laura go against Cam to either one of them having to deal with Kara Maria. And that says a lot. So I don't really hate it. And I love the visual of them shaking hands like, yo, we got to get motherfucker up out of here.
No, I mean, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
But also, the way Laura approached that negotiation as opposed to Veronica shows power. And Laura understood that when Anissa approached her and when Veronica approached her, and I'm talking about, I forget what season, I think it was Free Agents, where Anissa tried, look at, see, I can remember shit too.
There you go.
Yeah. Anissa tried to get Laura, and Laura just like, what are you doing, politics? Get the fuck out of here. Like, it's not going to work. And she did the same thing. She's like, I'm not going to get strong armed. If anything, now I want to put her in more just because you try to get me to change my mind. It also showed that she had zero power. She wouldn't have played that shit with Cam. So I thought that was really great to watch.
What if Tina did win and took Nicole's star? Like, that's, I mean, isn't that, I mean, I think Laurel was right in not like, you're not going to strong arm me. If this is what I want, I'm going to get it. But like, what if that happened? This goes down as a dumb move by Laurel.
That is the chaos I love to see in the show. That is the chaos I love to see because, the truth is always going to be stranger than fiction. And every time something gets rattled, it's great because it always makes great TV. Watching these grown people who've played this game for years scramble is some of the most entertaining. There's a reason why I don't watch a lot of other reality shows. When we get
So
to, go ahead.
can we talk about this? Is I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I can't diagnose anything, but it seems that like, and I don't want to use the term bipolar, but it's just like it was just like is teeter totter. That's what I'm gonna call it. The emotional teeter totter of Laurel, where this episode is so weird. It's like, Kara, care for me, listen to me, help me, and then it's like, God, I can't believe she would talk about you like that, Nicole. And then it's like, Carla, teach me how to play chess. And then it's, I'm gonna yell at you and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna scream at you like a madman. And I'm just like, I was like, what is going on? It didn't make like the whole chess thing. That legitimately looked like Carla was like, yeah, we're friends. Like let's just play chess. Like
I agree with you 100%. It is wild. But also, that's, Carver kind of says something like, what did you do to Laurel? Like, this isn't the Laurel that, I know. She's
mhm.
emotional, she's crying. And it shows the power that relationships can have on you and the effect people can have on you. And all reality, the toxicity of it all. I mean, that
It's
is the
weird.
signs of a really toxic relationship. These really kind of big and you're not wrong, and I know what you're trying to say when you say bipolar. You're not calling them bipolar, but like the actions are real flip floppy.
It's just like back and forth. Yeah, it was
What it
weird. And
is,
she's not. I'm not calling her that.
right?
I
And
don't want to get heat.
what you're talking about is two extremes.
Yeah.
It's all the way over here, or it's all the way over here. When we're used to seeing Laurel more in the middle and just being powerful in her own right.
Cool, calm, and collective. Like
Exactly. And it's showing the toll that this emotion, that it's showing the emotional toll that this relationship is having on her and how she plays the game. Now, granted, I don't think her actual physical gameplay is taking much of a hit, but
no.
emotionally and her strategy has and is shifting. And you see that with her alliances and who she's clicking up with. So I don't think you're wrong with that. I think we're seeing two very big extremes. We're friends, but we're not. Rivals. We're sisters, but I didn't like the way Laurel treated Laura. I didn't like the way Laurel treated Cara this episode. I think she deserved better.
Yeah. And it
But
was
moving
you
on
really
to
see it from Ace talking. You just like I don't like how everybody's like picking on her, like ganging up, like people don't like and it like Ace is what you want everybody to be in the challenge. You want them to
yeah,
be like, we're here to compete and just kind of whoever wins, and then we'll figure out the vote and then we'll figure out elimination. Like he's not like, let's make a map of everything that needs to happen. He's like, let's take the game for what it is. We do this, we do this, we do this. And I like that aspect. It is a way different take than what we're used to nowadays.
and I give credit to the casting of All Stars because you want to
Mm-hmm.
have this mix. You want to have the super competitive, the super athletic, the people who you're wondering why they're even there, the callbacks to older seasons. You want to kind of have this big mix and see how they all interact. Is what makes this thing, what it is. When we moved to nominations, also, the nominations itself wasn't difficult. The writing was already on the wall. It was going to be Cam and Tina. But the drama surrounding it, and that goes into what we was already talking about with the Laurel thing and Nicole versus Cara. Nicole's yelling that she's selfish, and here goes the funny thing is Cara was 100% right. You're gonna look back at this, you're gonna be like, yeah, this was fucking stupid. And I'm gonna feel like a doof. For which is becoming apparent, especially from the fallout that we've seen after the season, playing out on social media of Laurel and Nicole taking shots at each other. I didn't like
Oh, really?
how. Oh yeah. Oh yeah,
See,
yeah,
I stay out of the things because I don't want to be like spoiled by anything.
yeah.
Like I literally, since I'm a big Survivor fan, just but we don't watch Survivor live because we have our kids have events and everything, and so we always watch Survivor like a day later. So I haven't looked at YouTube or Twitter since last night or all day today,
Oh, this
and I
was
want to
months
get
ago.
on and I want. Oh, I know, but I'm saying like I just avoid everything type stuff. And yeah, so I mean, I just kind of I have no idea. So kind of clue me in a little bit.
I don't have it all in front of me, but basically, Laura was just like, "Yo, you're manipulative. We went to the wedding. You
Huh?
tried to mess with somebody, all that kind of stuff." And they're obviously back to being, rivals and enemies again. But
Mhm.
watching all that play out, and it kind of showcases Carver's point. You're gonna look back at this, and you're gonna look silly. And Ryan echoed it. And it got Carver said something fucking hilarious. She said, Nicole, when you talk about you need subtitles. And I was fucking dying laughing. And it's funny because Nicole took that really to heart. She took that as like a real personal attack. And I think Cara was just trying to be funny when saying it. And Nicole got really, really mad at that. And, they're coming bumping heads and they're going to get into this whole almost fight kind of thing, which I always find hilarious. Like, y'all not about to fight. But if you had to guess, I mean, just a total drag out fist fight, Nicole versus Cara.
I think
it's more even. I think it's more even than people are comfortable with.
I mean, Cara does
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Give me 1 second. Hello, you're on speakerphone.
I forgot today was Thursday.
Oh, did you now? This.
Yeah.
Well, that makes every single podcast you call during. You do know I put these on the show, right?
No. Well, I'm bored. I'm at work. I have nothing to do.
Oh, check this out. I got an idea. Why don't you actually do your fucking job?
Dude.
I am doing my job.
You look like you're outside on a walk.
I am. That's the whole purpose of going
So, listen.
fun at the same time.
Let me ask you. During the latest episode of All Stars, Cara and Nicole really get into it over, Cara standing up for Laurel. And Laurel was actually, crying to Cara about the issue she's having with Nicole. But Laurel is defending Nicole throughout it all. Like on TV, even flashed on Cara Maria. Cara Maria the Great. What's your take on the whole situation?
Fuck Laurel. Cara always going to be the best.
Damn, that's kind of. I mean, that's kind of harsh. I think Laurel is a multifaceted person who's just going through a lot emotionally. I don't think she's given us her best version of herself, strategy-wise. But what's your take? I know you didn't see the episode, but just from what I'm telling you.
Well, she need to pick a side. If Cara defending her, don't switch. That's the way I look at it.
But that's exactly what's happening. She's crying to Cara about what Nicole's doing to her, and Cara's standing up for her, and then she's flipping on Cara for voicing her opinion.
Like I said, fuck Laurel. Cara want to be the best. That's just it.
I hope Laurel doesn't hear this, because Laurel's like mad big.
And I'm small. Small things come in big packages. Time to go.
Okay, I got to get back to this episode.
Bye.
Bye. Wait, hold on, wait. She didn't say I love you.
Nah. So to answer the question, I really think it'd be a push because obviously Nicole's very strong. She's a firefighter and stuff like that. But Cara does kickboxing and boxing and everything. So it's I really couldn't tell you exactly.
Right? I think it'd be an interesting fight.
Yeah.
So we get down to the eliminations, and the eliminations is exactly what we knew it was going to be. It's going to be Cam versus Tina. It's a girls' day, and Avery has the option to come down. Now, the elimination is going to be called Lady and the Tramp. Very simple. Jump on a trampoline, look over a wall, memorize the answer key, put that puzzle together.
Also, real quick, before we dive into this, isn't Tina great? Isn't this is what Tina's made for? Is these little quirky things with TJ, and it is the reason why Tina is this legend in the game without ever winning a championship.
She is fun to watch. She is funny. She is likable. You like her, and plus, she, even though she's aging like a normal person would, she has this aura about her, and and she seems like she's pretty great to be around. And
yeah, she seems like a good time.
That's coming from me. I don't like nobody. I hate everything. I'm a surly New Yorker. I know it's not the greatest, and I try to be better, but I'm looking like nobody. I got my, later on today, my brother is visiting today, and it was funny because my wife is like, "Oh, we gotta just clean up, just make it extra nice." It just I don't even have people over at my house, like very rarely. I don't even bring people over, and Tina can come over anytime. She's so likable.
It makes sense though, because New York's a terrible place to be. So I understand why people would be angry and grumpy all the time.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a terrible place because not everybody has what it takes to be a New Yorker. But you know what's my favorite thing about New Yorkers is? You don't have to be born or be from New York to be a New Yorker. You can always become a New Yorker. It's one of my favorite things about it. New York, we will take anybody who's willing to survive it. And New York will chew you up and spit you out if it. and don't get me wrong, that sounds great to say, but in reality, it is kind of shitty. It's kind of shitty. Like, hey,
it's like a dirtier and colder LA.
it's like, hey, come here and struggle.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Struggle
exactly
here.
right.
Come and
Yeah.
struggle in the greatest place. I remember I was looking for an apartment in New York, and they're just like, yeah, the rent, like the rent was reasonable. They're just like, yeah, but to qualify, you have to make 80 times that amount.
Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any
What?
sense.
What the fuck are you talking about? Like, I can afford this rent comfortably. I mean, maybe not comfortably. It always sucks when 60% of your income is going to rent or whatever. I was like, yeah, I can afford this. But like, yeah, you got to make 80% of. Mind you, this is like 2016, 2017. Fucking wild.
Mhm.
Anyway, moving on to Elimination, and yes, Tina is fucking awesome. Lady and the Tramp, I already explained it. Not much to talk about the Elimination. It wasn't really that exciting. They're jumping and putting together a puzzle, which I don't want to sound like a horn dog or anything, but I don't know. I expected to have a different feeling watching these ladies jump up and down. I was just like, God damn, they're making me tired watching. The only thing that really annoyed me about this is I thought Avery would be able to take either one of them.
I thought so too, and I understand. So here's how I broke this down from like, let's go inside the mind of Avery of like, I could go in, I could win, I could get my star. But then it was like, I could go in, I could piss off Cam and this whole group of people that apparently are on her side. And then I just made another enemy. However, she could take Veronica's star and then be protected behind Kara still. Like that could still be a thing. I thought it was a little odd. But then again, maybe it's just one of those things where it's a 50-50 and you don't want to go in on eliminations that are 50-50 and you don't know if like you could win. And I mean, that's the intimidation factor of like, Cam has on people.
And I think you're 100% right. I think it's just intimidated. I think she's intimidated. And I think she's tired of being intimidated. And here goes the funny thing is, that kind of elimination is perfect. I always say, like, to get somebody like a Jordan or a CT out, you need these kind of janky 50-50, anybody
Right.
could win in eliminations. And depending on your confidence and your memory and your ability to do this puzzle, I mean, this is an opportunity. Because what if she goes in and saves Tina and takes Cam out? This whole game, like, is that like me? That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like, even if I miss, it might be worth it.
Can I say I was kind of hoping that she did take out
That's
Cam?
what- that's what I'm
kind of
hoping.
rooting. I was kind of rooting for it. I thought it would have been crazy and drama, and it would have been like, oh my god.
And if she, and here goes the funny thing is, the reason why I would say the risk is worth the reward is because if you're willing to come back to the challenge and if you're willing to come back and do the main season, a move like this stays in people's mind. A move like this will be
Right.
talked about consistently. It is worth the risk. And you have a good chance of winning this.
However, I do believe that she sees Flora and Veronica still there and sees an easier elimination path. Another thing that people aren't realizing after Kara loses her star, Kara could win a daily and go in against Flora and just take her star. Like it's like them leaving somebody there while also not wanting Kara to win is like you should just surround powerhouses. Be like, if she's gonna get a star, she's got to go through one of the best. Like,
100%.
which I think is what they're gonna end up trying to do. Is what I have not seen any spoilers. I'm just projecting. It feels like we're set up for another Laurel and Kara number 3 type thing. Is what it seems like it's gonna happen.
And
Or Kara and Nicole.
And let me tell you something. Here goes, and don't get me wrong, I think Cam did a great job at putting all of this together and getting her way. I commend her for that. Here goes the flaw. There's a whole lot of season left. There's a whole.
Yeah,
and you guys
I
already
feel
said
like-
she's the best. There's a whole lot of season left, and in that's where the mistake is made, because this is a great move. Wrong time. You got to do this close to the end. If you could, because you might get a chance to box her out in the last 1 or 2 eliminations. But what do we have? 4, 5 more dailies?
Well, if they just straight up go eliminations, getting down to the final 3 on each side, there's still 4 more eliminations.
Wait till it's shot. I want to
And
do
if
this.
we're looking at this, Kara versus Avery, Kara versus Veronica, Kara versus Flora, Kara versus Nicole in 90% of eliminations. Like, outside of like going against Laurel in like a balls in, which she's already lost, or like a hall brawl.
But even like this elimination today, that's something that is 50-50.
Like I even think if she did something physical against Cam, I think Cara would beat Cam. Like in a pole wrestle, in a hall brawl. I don't even think it would.
But I still give her the edge. She has the experience, and she's done a lot more of these before. Not saying that Cam isn't experienced, but
no. But it's like I mean, this isn't like saying I think Cara could beat Cam isn't the same as me saying Cara's gonna beat Flora. Like it's not like she's not gonna like steamroll her. But I think it would surprise people like a Tori and Jenny type situation where people be like, "Oh, Cam's bigger. She's gonna take." And I just think people underestimate how strong Cara is. I really think unless they send Laurel in against Cara, I don't know how Cara gets eliminated. Unless it's like a puzzle and it's against Veronica because they want to make it. Also, can I say something though? The challenge tailors outside of the Leroy finally had an elimination that wasn't tailored to him. It wasn't a physical. It wasn't a headbanger for the first time ever. Did this elimination maybe seem tailored to Cam because Tina's so short and they were saying that she could barely get over the wall to see? Like, think about it. She had to jump so much harder, use so much more energy. Like that wall could have been a little shorter, right?
I hear what you're saying, but also Cam is.
It's just weird. Like, I just wonder. We've always wondered these things.
I'm trying to say this the right way because I feel like if I say this wrong, it could piss off people the wrong way. Cam is coming in. Okay, I'm just gonna say Cam is coming into this season a little bit on the heavier side, which is totally okay because we understand she just had a baby and she's maturing and aging like a woman would, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. But she does have a couple extra pounds, and that can't make it easier for the trampoline or the knees or the ankles. Not to mention getting over that stuff physically. And I don't know how she has or her workout regimen. I'm just saying she has the extra weight too, which would make it harder. But Tina isn't exactly a light foot either. So I do think it was more even. I do think Tina was at a slight disadvantage because of the height, but you know, that's how it goes. You know,
I always just wonder.
You know, the wall climbing thing of free agents with a broken hand. Jordan had to do it with one hand.
That's my point. That's my point, though. We talk about this, and it's like
I see what you're saying.
It's like it's because like, do they change things? Do they move things? Maybe they already have this planned and they use it whenever they feel benefited. Because we can't lie and say like, if Tina's still on the show and Cam goes home, the show's not as drama and entertaining. But if Cam's still there, the producers and everybody are a little happier. So I mean, it's like, think about it. When we had that on All Stars 3 and we get a pole wrestle and Derek's down there and Wes has an opportunity to throw himself in to go against him, do you think they put that there on purpose? Yeah, I think they put that there on purpose.
I do
because they wanted to relive the magic.
I don't put it past them. And all reality, they would be stupid not to.
We'll never know. We'll never know because if they come out and say this, then it just kind of taints anybody that's had like it hurts like Johnny Bananas free agents run, and it hurts, you know, stuff like that. It hurts those things. No, I doubt it, but
I don't put it past them. In fact, it would be the smartest thing to do. Make this as entertaining as possible. Give the people what they want. Who does it hurt? I mean, yeah, it hurts the people competing, but I don't knock it. It's a game show. This isn't an actual league or the actual sports. We know because the goalpost gets moved on a regular basis. But this elimination goes how we think it goes. Cam gets the win, and she takes Cara's star very fucking dramatically. Star holders now are Steve, Veronica, Leroy, Cam, Adam. Okay, that's right. I just wrote Veronica twice. Yeah. Did I say Veronica?
I
wrote it twice and that's it. Yeah, okay. So power rankings. I need to hear what this looks like. Hit me.
This is a very hard power ranking, to be honest.
I can only imagine.
A very hard week to do.
I started trying to put that together, and I'm just like, I'm really interested to see where you go with how you rank the power. Are we still staying at 7?
We're still staying at 7 because
I think it's a good number. I think it's a good number.
When we get to 12, I'll extend it to 12. Once 2 more people get eliminated, we'll do a top 12. So a big change. There's several new names on the top 7 this week. Not a lot of movement from the people you expect though. So Ace is number 7. Gets another daily win. You know, after 2 out of 3 episodes, it's a daily win. Even though it kind of seemed like it was kind of by design, but he still gets it. It was given to him, but it was given to him because people they like him. You know, that's the thing. Avery comes in at 6 because she won a daily as well. She really easily could have been eliminated in the first group. I don't think they had a set mind of her or Veronica, and she was able to still win. I think she's performed really well this whole season. It's mainly because there's other people that they didn't perform this episode. They didn't have confessionals. They didn't do anything, so they fell down. Leroy moves up to number 5. Pretty much everything that he needed to happen for his game happened, and I thought it was a really benefit for him, so he moves up. Nicole moves up 1 spot to 4. Kind of same thing. Everything kind of worked for her. It helped her out. Cara lost her star. Her and Laurel got to vote. She's got Laurel trapped under her fingers.
They controlled the whole middle group.
Yeah, well, I mean, Nicole's puppet mastering, Laurel right now, and then just kind of in control of the vote. And so, yeah, Cam moves all the way up to number 3. This is one of, if this whole thing wasn't like everybody against Cara thing, and it was just like a regular, like episode 1, whatever, this would come across as like one of the best plans that somebody's ever done in that quick period. Jay talks about it. He stepped away for like 3 minutes to go to the bathroom, and Cam had everybody already on board. Because of those things, goes in, gets her star, gets exactly what she wants. She moves up and everything. Now, number 2 is where I struggled because I moved Adam up. I dropped Jay off because Jay didn't defend Cara. Jay didn't want to be in a position to even win. Like, it was weird. And so I moved Jay down, and I put Adam at 2. Adam is continuing to either win a daily, win an elimination, or be in the majority of the voting. Almost every episode, that's where he's at. So he's always in this power position. Yeah. Cara stays at number 1 for me. She's public enemy number 1, most confessionals, funniest confessionals this episode. She still advanced, even though they were like, we should put her in the bottom 4, and she still advanced. And even though she was going like a 1 on 6, because Ace was just doing his thing, she still performed really well. She called out everybody. She called out Nicole. She wasn't afraid to back down from it. Nicole backed down from wanting to fight her, even though Cara's like, let's do it then. Like, swing on me, do it. I think that she's standing her ground more than we've ever seen her stand her ground when she's had her back up against the wall. And yeah, so I mean, until then, especially based on the format, Cara's going to stay at 1 because it's not like it's just like the winners get to vote in whoever they want, and that's how, she literally can win a daily and send herself in.
It's crazy how she comes back and she's just the focal point of every episode.
She hasn't been on this for how long? It's been like since season 34.
Wow, what is it about her? We've had the pleasure of getting to sit down and talk to her, and she was very likable. What is it that people get around her and they're just like, we got to get her out?
Cara hasn't been on 5 mainline series. She hasn't been on 3 All-Stars. She hasn't been on, I don't know when the last Champs versus Stars was. Champs versus Stars 3, but we include that in there. We're talking like 9 different seasons of stuff that has happened. She wasn't on USA, either 1 or 2. She wasn't on World Championship. 12 seasons that she hasn't been on that they produced, comes back, and she's at the top of everything.
It just speaks to, her character and how the fans are able to engage with her. Love her or hate her. It in the eyes of a TV network, same thing.
People love her.
Eyeballs on the screen.
That's exactly why she's on there the most, because people love her. That's why she's getting the most screen time, because production knows what people like. And I'm going to say the same thing for Laurel and Nicole. People, and it's going to be controversial maybe, but people don't like these relationship things. And so they're putting it on them a lot, because we just spoke about it. Probably, I'm going to say a third of our episodes spoke about Laurel and Nicole and Cara in some manner.
A subject that we've been avoiding all season. Every time it came up, we for the most part, but once Cara was thrown into it, now it's something to talk about. I like the way you said it. Love the power ranking. It was great. It's crazy how even losing her star, Cara doesn't drop in the power ranking.
I just don't. She was. I mean, if we were doing like confessional count, I used to do confessional counts to kind of add these in. I'm gonna say
Look
Cara
at you
had more
doing free
confessionals.
math.
No, I'm gonna say right now, Cara had more confessionals than everybody else combined. It looked like she was on screen the entire episode, like no matter what. And even though the entire house is against her, it doesn't feel like she's out because the format doesn't play that way. So unless she gets in the bottom four against Laurel and it's like a balls in, I don't see this game hurting Cara. Like she doesn't need allies because only two people win the each daily, a guy and a girl. She can just be in that, win a daily, and go in. Like it's yeah.
And you know what the crazy thing is? Even though the whole house is against her, and it seems like it seems like everybody's against her, it doesn't feel like she's really in like a bad situation. It doesn't feel like
She
she's
doesn't look
down
like
and
she
out.
doesn't look like she is. She doesn't look like she is. She looks comfortable still.
Exactly, which is wild. Great episode though. Great episode.
Yeah.
Like I said, even though the daily and the elimination was really nothing to sneeze at, oh man, the drama surrounding it, I believe, was top tier. And that's really, really great because most of the drama that I found during the season was kind of boring. And everything looks like it's heating up. It really excites me for the rest of the season. But that is going to do it for us. Episode 7, Season 4 of the Challenge All-Stars on Paramount. Thank you guys all for watching. Thank you guys all for listening. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter at LWC Podcast. Follow us on Facebook and TikTok at Love Word Challenges. Make sure you listen to Love Word Challenges Podcast on Apple and Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or your favorite podcast app. Once again, I am MTV Malik. He is Tyler Louder. This is Love War Challenges. Good night.
And we out.